I'm a fatalistic fool. I'm always getting trampled, yeah.
A victim of circumstance.
I wanna do what's right and set a good example, but I never get the chance. Or maybe I've just got bad luck.
Mr. Andrew Roberts, are you fucking ready to rock?
I'm super pumped. We're at the National Theatre. Might have even sold it out here in St Kilda. This is probably the biggest thing to happen in comedy since Eddie Murphy. Delirious.
I'm a child of royalty. I should have all the answers.
I got 2 picks, no guitar. So no guitar tonight. I can probably try and wing it with some air guitar. Everyone's always been saying that my guitar shit.
Didn't stand a chance. Or maybe I've just got bad luck.
Maybe it's just part of the plan.
Ooh, but it's all too much for just one man, yeah. I've just got bad luck.
With the greatest mullet you have ever seen in your life, Andrew Roberts.
Grouse. I cut my own mullet, not bragging. Also, I don't want to try and talk myself up, but I am 36 and I do live with my mum. But in all seriousness, I think it's time she moved out. This is art. So you guys, the show started at 6:30. The show goes from 6:30 to 8:30. And then it's art. You guys know what fucking art is? Good talk, alright? It's basically where you work and you don't get paid. I do art. I didn't even realise I did art. I grew up in Melton. I just thought I got beaten up a lot, which was good. They're like, Robert, you know, what's happening, brother? You like fucking Modi's, mate? KXA this, YZ25, fucking bullshit. You like footy, mate? Footy. Like, no, actually, I'm a thespian. They're like, you're not even a woman. Bang. Shakespeare, fuck you. Alright. Good times. You guys all know where Melton is? Yeah. I can't go back because I pronounced the T. Hello, is this Melton? It's pronounced Melton. Can't. I know some people are offended by the C word. Where I grew up in Melton, Victoria, it was a term of endearment. I would go down to my friend's house and I'd be greeted at the door with, Robert's a great big dirty cunt. Like, hi, Mrs. Hanson, is David home? And cold and flu season. Guys, it's October. It's the season of the witch. Makes me nervous. 13. You guys into feminism and witchcraft. So. I don't like feminism and witchcraft because they celebrate the moon, and I'm more of a sun man or earth. You know, kind of like meat and potatoes. Like, I kind of look at like the sun as like a man shooting his big, fat, beautiful rays all over Earth's waiting firmament. And then the moon's just this creepy, pasty fuck looking through the window. Like, that's hot. Constantly just going in and out of you. You can only see a little bit of me. Good talk. in my stomach like I'm fat. I should be fat. It would suit my personality. I've lost weight from drinking vodka and soda. I'm the alcoholic Roy was talking about before, apparently, whatever. When I was overseas, I lived in America for 5 years, mark that under who gives a shit. And every day someone would either say to me, Andrew, you're an alcoholic, or Andrew, you've got mental illness. For some reason I was thinking sex offender in my fucking head, but they didn't say that, they said mental illness. And since I've been back in Australia, for 5 years back, nobody's mentioned anything. So I think it cleared up on the plane ride back. Alcoholism. So all these terms for everything these days. Andrew's an alcoholic, Andrew's a racist, Andrew's a sex offender, Andrew's a latent homosexual. Why can't a guy just have a drink, speak his mind, love the ladies, and occasionally suck a dude's dick? That's what I deliberately looked at you, sir. He was like, not really. Alright. People ask me my sexual orientation and I say Australian. So when in prison or at sea, it's not gay if it's in prison. I should know. I'm a bogan. It's a sexual preference, not a sexual demand. Like, I prefer Coke to Pepsi, but if all there is Pepsi, I mean, it's the choice of a new generation. What the fuck is that? Alright. Good talk. I asked all that sort of shit. I got into this because 20 years ago I got into this because I was going to figure out the truth, and then I was going to tell everybody, set everybody free, and everybody would love me. Has anybody ever been so young? People hate art because it's shit. You can paint a really amazing bowl of fruit and it looks just like a bowl of fruit, and like people are like, wow, this is amazing. Do you know what would be even better? A bowl of fruit. It's like, look at this landscape I've done, awesome. Or I could look out the window.
Dude, my art is right out there. I feel personally insulted.
Oh, really? Art is shit. Unless you're doing it as a front. It's like...
Okay, then we're cool.
Well, you can use... Did you ever see The Jammed? It's like a documentary on like sex trafficking, and they sort of put all their profits through the art venue next door in Richmond.
Okay, so wait, am I shit or a sex trafficker?
One or the other. There are two options in art. You can be like, I make $1 million because people are using it for sex trafficking. Or you can be like me, 36, and live with your mum, and you're like, I wasted my life. Art. I don't even. Yeah, you don't get any money. And I don't know. Money's good, I guess. I always wanted to have $1 million. You know that question, what would you do if you had $1 million? Yeah, we do, Andrew. I would do heroin. I think that would be grouse. You guys, I went and saw my grandmother recently, before she died, in palliative care, like nursing homes and shit like that, and that was messed up. I used to think that the Eskimos were bad for pushing out their elderly to sea, but after watching people in a nursing home slowly fade away, it's like, I think I prefer to be pushed out to sea. So I've got a way that we can fix it. I think once you're fucked, once you're old and you're not getting any better, it's just like Sailor Century when they used to have all those appliances you could buy, except for drugs. You can once you're old, you're not getting better, you can have any drugs you want. Pingers, fucking heroin. It doesn't really matter. Pharmaceutical grade, you can be off your fucking shop. I mean, you're going to shit yourself anyway. What's the big deal, you know what I mean? And also, it would encourage your grandkids to come visit you. Where you go? I'm fucking Saturday Gunners. I am gonna get lit as fuck. I could solve all the world's problems if people just listened to me. Like all the, people were getting upset with Muslims and relax your assholes, alright? And I came up with that idea and they're using it. If you want to ingratiate yourself into this country, you've got to get people a public holiday. Even Bogans have got Labor Day and AFL Day. The Anglos do all that sort of stuff. And they've actually started to do it. Muslim people are trying to get us 2 days off for Ramadan. Go, Muhammad. You guys all like religion? I reckon so much religious intolerance and tension could be solved by the banning of hats. Seems to be religion's all about the hat. It's like, oh, his hat's really small, oh, his hat's really high. I think if we banned hats, religion wouldn't be a problem anymore. And also it would get rid of American cultural corporate homogenisation. Like some kids like, oh, look at me, I'm from New York, I've got a New York hat. And you just take off, you're like, no, you're a fucking Australian. With no fucking hat. It would be grass. A whole new world. Also, I don't think Tasmania should be a state. Tasmania's like the Florida of Australia. Every fucking bad news story, Tasmania, they are an embarrassment. I don't know if you guys know your Australian history. No, we don't. Everyone explain to us. But in Tasmania, they had a genocide. They killed all the... Who's they, Andrew? Us. We killed all the Aborigines. But it's not a racial thing because they also did like horrible medical torture experiments on like white convicts and all that sort of stuff. So and also that, they had that Port Arthur massacre because I think negative energy is attracted to negative energy. So I think that Tasmania, because it's full of ghosts, shouldn't be a state because it's too spooky. It's not a state, it's a Scooby-Doo episode. And you know what I mean? Like, you could just sort of turn it into a national park, and then when the, ultra left-wing people are like, I think nature's nice, you're like, well, go fucking live in it. Go see how nice nature really is. You ever hear this saying that if animals could scream, the Australian bush would be a horror show? That's how I feel. I went in, because I used to be left-wing, now I'm issue-based like Nicole Kidman. I used to do this so I could feel connected to people. What a waste of time. But I used to be ultra left-wing. I thought if you were real... You guys think if you're really nice and share your things, the world would be a nice place?
Yes.
Apparently... Yeah, we do. See, I told you I do good impressions. You fucked up my joke. No, because that's what they say. Be a commie, be a left wing, be a Christian, and you're a good person. Be nice, share your things. But that mentality killed 100 million people last century. So just be a dick. I think that's what the Bible teaches you. What would Jesus do? Jesus would be really nice to everybody and share his things and be good right up until the point where he was nailed to a wooden cross. Okay? That's the point. Don't be nice or we'll kill you. Moses, fucking warlord, lived to 120. Alright? Jesus, nice, killed at 33. That's why I'm thinking about starting my own religion called Australianity or Auslan, where you have deeply held fundamental beliefs, but you just can't be fucked doing anything. Good talk. Who the fuck up the back is commenting on shit? Yes. So very Sam Kinison-esque. I think it's... I can't remember fucking names. Who's the Australian singer who sells plastic bags on the TV now?
What?
Sam Simmons.
Okay.
Get a little bit of Australian culture into it. Did you guys all watch Nanette?
Yes.
Yes, Nanette. It was basically a Tasmanian in the Sydney Opera House. Fucking terrible. Fuck you. It was good, but like when I was in America for 5 years, every day someone would say to me, "Oh, are Australians racist?" And I'm like, "No, we're xenophobic. There's a difference. Respect our culture." And then Hannah Gadsby gets on Netflix. First thing out of her mouth, "I fucking hate all white men." I'm like, why do I bother? Here's a thought, Australia. Shut the fuck up. Let's just go back to like, you know why people like us overseas? Because nobody knows anything about us. So we'll just keep it to ourselves. And we'll be liked. Did you guys see that Aboriginal girl who attacked the ambulance officer?
Yep.
How hot was she? She shouldn't be homeless. She should put her on tourism and stop Hannah Gadsby, alright? That would be good. I think we would attract more people. Maybe stop making movies like Snowtown or Bad Boy Bubby, Chopper, Wolf Creek. Why isn't anyone coming here? Who knows? Oh, I don't really have a point. Oh, well, that's left. I guess because I was thinking, like, could you be a right-wing artist, but then you got to do that MMA stuff. Like, you got to fight dudes. And I watched them, and one of them jizzed. And then another guy shit himself. I can do that here. I don't need to fight for any of that kind of rubbish. This fucking set needs an arc. Alright. You guys love love? Yeah, man. A lot of people, when you do comedy, they're like, they'll tell you a joke, and they're like, you can use that. I can use whatever the fuck I want. Like, I had a girlfriend, and her mum was an alcoholic, and she said to my girlfriend, the reason I drink so much is because you and your sister don't love me enough. And I'm like, I can use that. If this set doesn't go well, it's because you guys don't love me enough. Love is all you need, they say, which is true. Apparently, though, once you have love, in order to maintain it, you need money, time, and success. Which would have been nice for the Beatles to let me know before I got married to a lesbian. You guys all support gay marriage?
Yep.
Yeah.
So do I, because I think if I can marry a homosexual, why can't everybody? And maybe if gay people would marry each other, they wouldn't marry straight people and fuck up their lives. That would be grouse. It's kind of my fault. I'm always trying to cheat the system and be a contrarian and prove everybody wrong and stuff like that. And I kind of liked my ex because she looked like a woman but she talked like a man and acted like a man, which was sick. Because I like the way women look, but I don't like it when they speak to me. Because they're always saying things like, I don't love you anymore. Get out of the house. Like, no, I won't, Mum. I tried to get my mum to move in with my sister, because my sister has a fucking mansion. She's like the good one. And Mum's like, no, Andrew, Lauren works. I'm like, Mum, I cut my own mullet, right? That's work, all right? I've done TABs and hens nights. I've shown people my soul while they screamed out, come on, number 7, or show us your cock. Then I went to San Francisco for 5 years. I did gay bars. I once watched 2 dudes blow each other while I ate a burrito. And they looked at me like they were offended. They're like, that's impolite if there's not enough for everybody. I'm like, I was thinking the same thing. Good times. Yeah. The only thing that people value less than art is human suffering. And I was thinking about Hitler and about how he wanted to paint. Because he lived through World War I and he was pretty decorated. He didn't even went back to Germany. They'd been humiliated, destroyed, degraded, all that other crap. And I think as human beings, if we suffer, we always want to give meaning to our suffering. So it's like, oh, I'll take all this hurt and pain and suffering and anguish, and I'll pour it into my artwork. And so he painted, and he goes painting together, he goes to the Art Institute in Versailles, and they're like, fuck your paintings, Hitler! Your paintings are fucking shit! Why don't you get a real job at a family and move out to Melton like your sister, Andrew? I mean, Hitler? So all I want to say is, guys, thanks for supporting the arts. This is Melbourne's premier art venue that's located above a kebab stall. Are you feeling less proud about your paintings? How's your artwork going? How do you feel about kebabs? It's better than what it's located next door to.
No, the brothel's way better.
You've been to a prostitute? Have you been to a prostitute? Are you a prostitute? Are you just the
Magician never reveals their tricks.
The sex trafficker is...
Shut up, that's my phone.
Oh, no, man. Like, if you go to a prostitute, they make you wear a condom. How do you feel about that? You guys wear condoms? Yeah? It's really difficult. Kind of ruins the spontaneity. It's kind of like trying to put on boxing gloves after the fight started. Do you even really want to do this? Just struggling to get some equipment ready. For a long time I said I didn't wear condoms, and now I do, and you should, I think. Unless you know the person. Wow. There's a lot of fucking disease. I think back in my day, you could have sex with a random because back in my day, people had a conversation before a root. And now with like Tinder, it's like, you guys all know about Tinder? Yeah. It's like this online app where women can volunteer as prostitutes. Sorry. Thank you. I don't think it's good. Like when I first started having sex, it was like with women that I knew, and you're like, I'm not going to get any diseases. I know this person pretty well. It's in Melton. Everybody's pretty healthy and shit. But then, like, fast forward, 15 years, I'm having unprotected anal sex in San Francisco with women. For the most part. And then I'm like, wow, I might have AIDS. And so my friend said, go to the gay AIDS clinic and get your free test, and that's a gay clinic for AIDS, not a clinic for gay AIDS. So I went to the gay AIDS clinic, and they're like, are you gay? I'm like, nah. And they're like, well, you can't have your free test then, can you? I'm like, well, that's kind of discriminatory, but it's a good kind of discrimination, where people discriminate on the basis of sexual orientation, not the bad kind of discrimination, where people discriminate on the basis of sexual orientation. But as a member of the last shining beacon of hope for all humanity, or as we call ourselves, white men, I said, whatever. Not even white, it's a bogan, it's like off-white. So I'll break into your house, I don't give a fuck. What's that got to do with race, Andrew? Nothing. And so I went to walk out of the gay AIDS clinic, and the receptionist sort of felt bad for me. He's like, just tell the doctor out back you sucked one dick. And I'm like, alright, that sounds fair enough. And so I go out back, and the doctor's like, are you gay? And I'm like, I've sucked one dick. And he's like, you've been in America, San Francisco, for 5 years. you got an accent, you're young, you're foreign, and in all that time, you've sucked one dick. And I'm like, yeah, and I could tell he didn't believe me. And he's like, all right then, pull down your pants, turn around, get against the wall, bend over and spread your butt cheeks. And I'm like, I didn't want to, but it was a free test. You know, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. And so I did what he asked, and then he like put something in my anus. I'm not even sure if that was part of the test. And then I squealed like a pig. I went, "Whee!" And he's like, there you go, I told you were gay. Now get that virgin cherry anus out of here, you fucking burrito. And I'm like, do I have AIDS? He's like, probably not. And I'm like, how do you know? It's like, oh, you generally get AIDS from either sharing needles or having unprotected anal sex with men. And I'm like, it seems to me God has a problem with friendship. What says fucking friendship more than like you're having some delicious heroin with your mate? And he's all excited, he's like, oh shit, I've forgotten my needle. And it's like, it's alright there, champ. Use mine. Champ. Or your mate's like, oh, I'm so lonely, no women will have sex with me, I feel really bad about myself. And it's like, don't worry, champ. Fuck my ass. I really want to do the act out to that one. It's an homage to CJ Fortuna. Alright, you guys want to see the act out to that one? Yeah. But it is an homage to CJ Fortuna, one of the greatest jokes he's ever done. And I'll close on this. So it's like, your friend's like, oh, I'm lonely, no chicks will get me, I feel really bad. Like, it's okay, mate. Fuck my ass. Keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on.
Again, Andrew Roberts, ladies and gentlemen. What do I tell you, folks? How amazing was that?
How did you think that went?
I think if I do comedy from here on out, it's going to be 100% improvised. It's just going to be, it's no more. That's the last time I ever do that material. You know what I mean? It's all new from here on. That was just the last time I ever do that.
When did we, as people, start taking orders from electrical appliances? I had this microwave, and if you didn't open it after 2 minutes, it went ape shit. Like, ha, ha, ha. Like, I get that from, like, say, a smoke alarm. Well, I get that from, but like, I understand that we need that from a smoke alarm. Like, ha, ha, ha. Fucking, what is it? Ha, ha. The house is on fire. Grab the kids. Grab the photo albums. It's too late. Fuck the cat. I get that. You know, I was like, fucking, I've been waiting for this. Fucking get over here. Fucking. You know? I understand that, but like a fucking microwave, it's like, ha, ha, what is it? Ha, ha, ha. Food's cold. Fucking so? Well, what are you going to do if it gets cold? Reheat it! With what? Fucking you! I'm not doing it. Fucking yes you are! Why? Because you're a fucking microwave, alright? Now, despite me saying this, you will never guess what happened 2 minutes later. It fucking did it again. So, I did what any rational, mature adult does in this situation. I smashed the fuck out of it. Huh? And for anyone who's never smashed something that was giving you the shits, you've got to try it. It's fucking awesome. I've just grabbed it, and these are the exact words that came out of my mouth. I said, you want to fuck with me? I'll show you who you're fucking with. Like it's a microwave, and suddenly I'm Scarface. It's like, I just grabbed it, and it's like, and I'm like, alright, and it's like, alright, fuck you, fuck me, fuck you. And I've picked it up, I've grabbed this microwave, and I've gone to the sliding door, and I've just like, opened it, like with my foot, just slid open the door, and then I fucking thrown it! Off the balcony. I live on the 3rd floor. The guy downstairs came running out, and this is where he's going. Alarm? And I looked down, going, alarm. And then we both walked back inside. I've got the video camera up the back now. I'm going to take that home and see why that joke didn't work. That's about it from me. Fucking, are you guys having a good night so far? Yeah. Alright, fucking, well that's it for me. Welcome to the stage, your next act.